Hey YouTube land, just Jax here again. Just a little update. Nothing major, I guess to say. I have been going to the same therapist. She is not a licensed doctor, as we talked about today, but she is a therapist. I've been going to her for 3 or 4 sessions now, every other week. It's been going well. She says she's noticed that improvement in some areas, and just from things that I've brought up on my own and things that I've tried to implement, that tips that she's given me and stuff. She's reminds me that therapy is a process. It's not an instant thing. But she says that she can tell that I'm making progress, and that that I'm listening, and I'm doing what I can in the moments when I realize that I'm angry or manic or whatever the case may be. So that's going well. I'm getting something out of it. I'm liking it, so I appreciate the tools that she's giving me, and it's a good thing. I am also adding I believe a psychologist. Sorry, I'm still new to all this. But I do see that new doctor on Friday, because she cannot regulate medication for me. She cannot prescribe medication and any of that. And my general practitioner, my doctor, isn't well versed in any of that, and so she wasn't comfortable doing it either. So we both feel that it's good for me to go back on medication. I don't know about prolonged effects of being on my medication, but there was significant progress when I was on it to where when I was off of it, Holly first noticed, and then now I notice a difference per se. I do also think that being aware of what's going on with myself now, I notice things that, I just always were my normal. I just didn't, think about it more in tunely, I guess. I'm like trying to get more in tune with myself and my reactions to things. So that's still a process I'm working on, and using the techniques that I'm learning when I can. Sometimes I forget. But today's not major thing, but one of the major things today that I took away from it was, I think the right term for that, because she didn't bring it up, I'm talking myself. I can be self-deprecating, if that's the right term. I really put myself down over really, really, really insignificant things. One of the worst things that I say about myself is that I suck at life, and it's over really, really dumb things, like from dropping things to just little things. And I went to say it again tonight, because the big goal around our apartment in the last couple weeks of mine has been trying to make a good batch of chicken and dumplings, and I keep messing one little thing up each time. And so I went to say it, and I was like, nope. I was like, wait. I was like, this is still a learning process. It's not inedible, and I can only go from here. And Holly was like, I like the new Jax. I like this Jax. So, just as I say about anything else, I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm learning as I go. I will still mess up. I will still say bad things about myself. I will still get angry. I will still possibly be manic for no reason. I will possibly still be depressed for no reason. But I'm learning to notice those things and do what I can about those things when they happen. And that's all I can do. The only other major news, and one of the only other things that still constantly bothers me, makes me manic, makes me feel not in control, is my chest dysphoria. That has been a big thing for me for 20 years. It doing male drag and, you know, binding my chest and being perceived as male and learning about transgender individuals and is what helped me realize I was trans. So I've been binding in some way or another for 20 years. Not constantly, but I did wear extra small or double sports bras for a long time, along with tight t-shirts underneath my shirts. And if I would have known of binders that were made for binding as soon as they were made, I would have had one. My first binder ever was given to me by my drag son, and I thought I could only use it for drag, and then like I felt like I was cheating if I used it out during the day, but I did a few times, and I felt really good about myself, but I felt like I was doing something wrong at the same time, so I didn't wear it all the time. So there's that. But like I said, I haven't consistently binded for the 20 years, but I have been binding for 20 years in some way or another. Like I've said in other videos, I have scars from duct tape. I have scars from ace bandages. I had to be cut out of ace bandages at a show one night because we did them way too tight. So I have problems with binding. I still hate it. I still do not like it. I hate that I have to put on a binder just to walk the dog. I hate that when I'm around the house, I don't wear a binder if I can help it. So when someone knocks on the door, I have to go change real quick, and hopefully they don't go away, and I can get back to the door in time, and a bunch of little things. But I guess I should say, since starting testosterone, and actually over the last couple of years before starting testosterone, I've been binding more and more and more, but not consistently before starting testosterone, because there was times when I would be working a physical job and I'd be like, I really do not want to wear a binder. I'm going to be perceived as female anyway. It's not even worth it. And then I'd be put on the floor, and then like it would cause horrible dysphoria. But I've been binding every day for sure since starting testosterone, if not for the last 2 years for sure, or a year or so. And I want top surgery. Like I was going to start therapy anyway, but the surgeon I found is requiring that I have a mental clearance before she will do the surgery, which is fine. I know that that's a thing. There's nothing wrong with being checked out for that. No, I don't agree that, you know, trans individuals have to do it, but, you know, other plastic surgeries don't require it. No, I agree with that, but at the same time, it is what it is. I can sit here and complain about it 2 hours straight, and it's not going to change it. It's not going to change the fact that it needs to be done. And I wanted the therapy anyway, so I'm not looking at it as a bad thing. It's how I found out what all I'm going through. And the first doctor that said something about my being bipolar was really worried about me getting a manic episode, whether it'd be too high or too low after surgery, because it is a big deal. There is a lot of mental things that will happen leading up to this surgery and because of this surgery. So I'm thankful for this process because of this. Very thankful. My current therapist even talked about, she thinks that anyone before having any plastic surgery should have a mental consult, because she's had patients, female patients that have had boob jobs, and they did not realize how much it was going to change their life and probably would not have done it. So, like I said, I'm not sitting here going to say that it's transphobic or anything. It is what it is. It's part of the process. It's what my doctor wants. I'm happy to do it. I'm glad I've done it. But I did tell my therapist today that even if she clears me, which she doesn't know if she can because she's not, she doesn't have a PhD, she's not an MD, But she said if I was ready to have a consult within the hospital, that she would, you know, give me an appointment. So she did tell me to let her know, and I said, well, here's my plan now. I keep getting dysphoric, more so than ever now that I'm on testosterone, and I want the surgery. But if everything were to go through tomorrow, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. There is out-of-pocket expenses that I would have to cover, and possibly, whether that's just the travel and the plan that I want to put in place to be able to have the surgery for my recovery. If I go to the surgeon in St. Louis, I still have to rent a car, because we currently only transportation is my scooter, or cabs in town. So we'd have to rent a car, and I want to stay in the St. Louis area for at least a week. Most surgeons, I don't know about the surgeon, most surgeons, I will have drains in possibly for several days, and then we'll have a chest reveal, have the drains removed and stuff within a week, usually. Like I said, this is going off of other people's surgeries and other people's surgeons. And it's about a 2-hour car ride from where I live to St. Louis, and mostly interstate. And most top surgeries are an outpatient procedure. Even if we owned our own car, I do not want to have a major chest reconstruction or deconstruction surgery with everything, with how everything's going to be, and being in the binder and everything, and hop in a car and come straight home for a 2 to 2.5 hour car ride. That does not seem like a pleasant experience for me. There was one time when I had to be transferred from a local hospital to this same hospital that it would be done out of, for something with my Crohn's, and I did it in an ambulance, and I was in pain, but I didn't have surgery or anything, and I was about to have surgery, didn't know it. But it was one of the most I'm gonna have bad grammar, most awfulest, worstest, horrific experience that I've ever had. So God bless the men and women that ride around in those rigs all day, because they are not fun. Especially on an interstate it was like 3 hours, because it was not fun. So just keeping that in mind when I wasn't in as much pain, and I was aware what was going on. Like, I might sleep on the way home, you never know. But with the drains and everything, and we'd probably have to take the dog and stuff like or have to get a sitter for the dog, because we'd be gone all day. It just doesn't seem feasible, especially whenever I've looked into hotels near the hospital and a little bit of ways away, right next to the hospital. If I were to do a week-long stay, it'd be about $500. If we go outside of the city, it'll be half that for a week. Okay, that's not that bad. Car rental for a week, about $200. Okay, we have to have a little bit more for the deposit, but we'd get that back, and then add food and stuff and gas for the week. A couple more $100. Not that big a deal. Okay, but that's adding up. And then add to the fact that I would at least need a month off of work. Some people go back sooner. Some people take longer. I would like to take longer. I have complications with healing. I could randomly get an infection. I could pull something. There's all things that can go wrong that I don't want to live in what if land, but I want to be prepared. Luckily, my disability affords me to be able to take off work within reason. Coming up soon, I will have some expenses that I won't have anymore, and so I was thinking, why not continue to make that payment, but make it to myself and add a little bit more to that. Since I can work right now, I need to work mentally. My doctor agrees with that. It's good for me physically and mentally. And while I can, why not work a little bit more, per se, and save that money for myself and to do the one thing that I really want for myself. Because the biggest part, I guess, I don't know whether it's my bipolar or just anything in general, was just sitting around waiting for someone to let me transition. And that was the wrong way to do it. I have to be proactive in my own transition. I can't just sit here and wait for someone to hand it to me. So every time that I took a back seat to my transition took a back seat. That's just how it is. So I can live in, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have been ready for this, but I never thought any of this would happen. And so the goal is to wait till this time next year and possibly do it next year. And that's okay. That's what I have to tell myself, and that's what Holly reminded me just today. Taking a pause on this is okay. Things are not lined up right now, and that's okay. That's how it is right now, and that's okay. I have come a very, very long way this year alone. Like I said in the video when I was given my yes, I never thought I would be where I'm at today. I really thought that I would never be able to physically transition the way that I wanted to, ever. I really, 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 really was really afraid of dying in the wrong body. That's just the truth. And although she's not my favorite person in the world, watching Caitlyn Jenner's I Am Kate series and her saying those same words kind of clicked in me a lot. And she started way later in life than I am. Granted, she has the money to do things a little bit faster, and my opinion on her is that she probably transitioned too fast. And so that's what I want to keep myself from doing as well. And I need to pause, collect myself, and do this the right way. And that's okay. That's what I need to do. That's okay. So with that being in mind, I am taking the steps that I need to do that. I officially bought a piggy bank. It's just a jar, but it's a jar where I can see my progress. I can see what I'm doing. I can see what I've done for myself. And then from that, I'm going to take an allotted amount of money and buy the things that are on my transition, my top surgery wish list. So, because when I look at my list as a whole, it's all these things. It's all these things I need and all these things I can't afford. Well, if I take a little bit of the money each month and buy one item over the course of a year, keep it in a tote, keep it ready to go on things that, wait till, right before top surgery, buy the things that might, expire or something, like creams or something, I don't know. But, map it out, work it out. I can do this. And if, gosh forbid, when it comes time and I get ready to where, I meet with this doctor and I don't like her, or she no longer takes my insurance or something, I can take my progress and I can move forward. I can take what I've already started and keep it going, and I can take a little bit longer and I can possibly save for an out-of-pocket doctor, or I can try to find another doctor that might be a little bit further away, but I've had this savings started. I'll already possibly have my letters by then, because I'm not scheduling a consult with that doctor until I have all my letters. And, take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one shift at a time. And so I broke it down to what I want to save each month. I broke that down into what I want to save every week. And that's always worked for me. Like whenever I see like my entire house is dirty, like I'm like, I'll never clean this. Well, I'm gonna start on my desk. I'm gonna work on my desk. Let's clean the desk. Oh, the desk is clean. Now we can clean this area. So that's what I'm doing with this. I'm taking it piece by piece into like big puzzle. Taking this piece and then this piece and this piece, and I'm gonna put it all together. And then hopefully within a year, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. Okay. The whole puzzle will be together. And I'll be ready. And that's okay. There's people that have to wait even longer to do what they want to do, and that's okay. So I can't live in a shoulda, coulda, woulda, what if land, because I'm past where I was. I can't worry about that, but I can see this and I can work towards this, and that's what I'm gonna do. And that's all I can do. So that's the goal for right now. And I can do it. And if I don't, if I fail in some way, I'm not gonna be mad at myself for trying. That'd be silly. But I will take what I've learned and adjust the plan and see what I need to do from there. That's it. That's okay. Because at some point a long time ago, I knew there was 4 things that I wanted. I wanted to change my name. I wanted to start I wanted to start testosterone. I wanted to change my name. I wanted to change my gender marker. And I wanted top surgery. Got 1 to go. And for some reason, a couple years ago, in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, I got it stuck in my head that I needed to transition by 40. And if I continue with this plan, and I have to wait till this time next year to have top surgery, I will still be less than 40 years old. Like, why would I be upset with myself for this needing to take another year? I don't need to rush this, even though it's not happened when I thought it should have happened, or I wish it would have happened sooner in life. It's happened when it's supposed to, for whatever reason. That's it. That's all I can learn from this, and that's okay. That's all I got. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. No, not everything is a breeze mentally, but I'm working on it. I'm working to learn who I am and work with myself and try to fix the things that I can. And I'm putting I'm trusting myself with another doctor to help me with the things that I cannot do on my own. And hopefully get some more tools in my tool belt and just go from there. So yeah, that's where I've been lately. That's what's been going on. That's where I'm at. I'm 6.5 months on testosterone right now. And taking it one day at a time. That's it. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching another extremely long video, as they all tend to be. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again.